Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shah, Call Halal Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shah, Bashem Raha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect scattered across the four winds, and double honors to the men that taught our elders and apostles. This is your brother Yakar Aben from Great Millstone, Houston, with another lesson. This lesson we're going to go into King Solomon being the son of the Most High, Yahweh, whose name is which his is the name of the Lord, which means he is or he exists, and his son's name being Yahweh Shah, which means he is the deliverer. So King Solomon was Yahweh Shah. King Solomon was Yahweh Shah in a previous carnation in the flesh. You know, they don't speak about reincarnation in the Christian church, but it's all throughout the Bible. And King Solomon was Yahweh Shah in one of his many carnations, being in the flesh. So we're gonna get it. I mean, draw your own conclusion. I mean, the words say what they say. If you can't get it, it's just not meant for you. But the words say, I mean, it's plain as day for those, is for those it's for. But the Lord speaks in. He doesn't speak a lot of times in like a chronological, timely order. The Lord speaks in I guess linear. Something that he says at one time may mean something that it may be referring to a different time, because when you deal with reincarnation, things will happen in different time periods. Let's get that real quick before we get into this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 30. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and start at verse 1. It says, "And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither Yahweh thy power have driven thee." Okay, so just right there. Okay, so the children of Israel, in Deuteronomy, this is when the sons, the sons, meaning sons and daughters, that came out of Egypt under Pharaoh, their parents died in the wilderness, and the Lord is reestablishing his covenant with the children of those that he brought out of Egypt. And it says, "And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse." So the blessing and the curse didn't all happen in one lifetime. It didn't happen in one lifetime. It was going to happen over the course of time. It says, "Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither Yahweh thy power have driven thee." So if you go back into the accounts and you read it, through Deuteronomy, after Deuteronomy, the children of Israel were not scattered into other nations. They were not scattered into other nations, in that lifetime. So the Lord is speaking over the course of many lives, but that goes for each individual as well. It's going for the nation and it's going for individuals. So let's read this. This is 2 Samuel chapter 7, starting at verse 10. Whereas this what he's speaking in this verse is something that hasn't been fulfilled yet. This is still a future prophecy that's going to come to pass. We're still waiting on this prophecy. So this is 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 10. It says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and I will plant them, and that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them anymore as before time. So this right here is in the near future. In the near future, according to biblical prophecy, these things are going to happen soon. But we still have to go through the hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, the mark of the beast, World War III. All of these things that we still have to go through, but yet this is on the other side. This is the new covenant. It says, this is 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 10. It says, moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own, and move no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness afflict them any more as before time. And as since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, and have caused thee to rest from all thine enemies, also Yahweh by Shem Yahushua telleth thee that he will make thee an house. And when thy days be fulfilled, and thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, I will set up thy seed after thee, which shall proceed out of thy bowels, and I will establish his kingdom. And he shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. So who is this speaking of? Who is going to build a house for Yahweh? And whose kingdom is going to be set up forever? So it says, this is 2 Samuel chapter 7 and verse 14. It says, I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took it from Saul, whom I put away before thee. Okay, so who is this talking about? Who is this speaking about? Okay, right now it's speaking in this verse, it's speaking of Yahushua, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, but it's also speaking of King Solomon. It's speaking of King Solomon. It says he shall build an house for my name, and I will establish the throne of his kingdom forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men. So Solomon was never chastened with the rod of men or with the stripes of men, and he committed iniquity. Yet Yahushua was chastened with the stripes of men, and he didn't commit iniquity. So Yahushua had to pay for the sins of Solomon in that lifetime. Hey, we'll get that. That is Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and 3, I think. 4 and 3. No, Ecclesiastes. Hold on. not it, but it's in Ecclesiastes. Hold on, let me find it. 3:15. It says, "That which hath been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past." And then it says, "And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment." So the place of judgment is under the sun, which is on earth. That wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. But this is the point. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and the Most High requireth that which is past. So, Solomon had iniquity, whereas Yahushua did not. Yet Yahushua had to pay for the iniquity of Solomon because that which have been is now. Okay, so King Solomon was Yahushua, and that which is to be have already been, and Yahushua was King Solomon, and the Most High required that which is past. So Yahushua had to pay for the sins of King Solomon. But I mean, if you don't get it, you're not gonna get it. We're not gonna beat a dead horse, but we're gonna get another account. This is the same account in Chronicles. It says, this is 1 Chronicles 17:10. It says, "And since the time that I commanded judges to be over my people Israel, moreover, I will subdue all thine enemies. Furthermore, I tell thee that Yahweh will build thee an house, and it shall come to pass, when thy days be expired, that thou must go be with thy fathers, that I will raise up thy seed after thee, which shall be of thy sons, and I will establish his kingdom. He shall build me a house, and I will establish his throne forever. I will be his father, and he shall be my son, and I will not take my mercy away from him as I took it from him that was before thee." Okay, so right there again, it's talking about King Solomon. But the throne that's going to stand forever is Yahushua. So yeah, these speaking linearly, over the course of time. Let's get another one. This is 1 Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 4. It says, "Howbeit Yahweh, power of Israel, chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever." Okay, so King David right here, he was chosen to be king over Israel forever. Not just when he reigned for 40 years. Not when he reigned for 40 years. No, he's going to be the king over Israel in the coming kingdom. When we receive our immortality, he's going to be the king. This is, "For he hath chosen Judah to be the ruler, and of the house of Judah, the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, he likened me to make me king over all Israel. And of all my sons, for Yahweh hath given me many sons, he hath chosen Solomon, my son, to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of Yahweh over Israel. And he said unto me, Solomon, thy son, he shall build my house and my courts, and for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. Moreover, I will establish his kingdom forever, if he be consistent and do my commandments and my judgments as at this day." So right there, the Lord is saying that, hey, Solomon is his son, meaning that he put his son's spirit into King David's seed, Solomon. Simple as that. Simple as that. I mean, simple as that. We're gonna get it in Hosea, and then we'll get a few scriptures to back it up. But here it goes in Hosea. This is Hosea chapter 3 and verse 4. It says, "For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim." It says, "Afterward, so the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their power, and David their king, and shall fear Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and his goodness in the latter days." So we're going to seek our king, King David. King David, our king in the latter days. So, I mean, hey, the King David was in the old time, and King David is going to rule over Israel in the kingdom. I mean, these things, I mean, it's easy. It's easy to get if it's for you. Okay, here we go. This is Revelation chapter 22 and verse 16. It says, "I, Yahushua, have sent mine angel to testify unto those things in the church. I am the root," meaning the beginning, "and the offspring of David." So, okay, so how does that work? How can he be the root, meaning the beginning, and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star? So Yahushua, I mean, it's establishing that, he was from the beginning. Yahushua was from the beginning. He's the only begotten of the Most High, but yet he was King David's seed as well, But I mean, more scriptures to back it up. It says, let's start from 1. This is Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 1. It says, "The Most High, who at sundry times and diverse manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds." Let that sink in. Let that sink in. It says, "hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds." And that worlds right there should be ion. Yeah, Salak. That is ion G165. That's forever, unbroken age, perpetuity of time, eternity, a period of time. So rulerships. He made the rulerships of the world. It says, "who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person," meaning that, Yahushua looks exactly like his father would look if he was in an earthly body, being the express image of his person, "and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of majesty on high, being made so much better than the angels, as he hath by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee, and again I will be to him a father, and he shall be unto me a son." So, okay, so he didn't say that to any of the angels, but who did he say that to? He said, "I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men, and with the stripes of the children of men." Okay. Hebrews, and it says, For unto which of the angels saith he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee? And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he saith, And let all the angels of the Most High worship him. So we understand that Yahweh Shah was the first begotten, or the only begotten of the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father created Yahweh Shah, and then he commissioned Yahweh Shah to create everything else, along with the 144,000. But we're gonna get it one more time, and we'll close it out. This is John chapter 1, starting at verse 1. It says, In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with the Most High, and the Word was a power. And the same was in the beginning with the Most High. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. So, Yahweh Shai has been there from the beginning, and he's been on the earth many times, many times. We'll get that in Matthew 1:1 and close it out. I mean, Matthew chapter 1, verse 1. For anybody that can receive it, I mean, it's plain as day, but, go back and believe what you want to believe. That's fine. It says, the book of the generation of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, the son of David, being King Solomon, the son of Abraham, being Isaac. The generation, what is that? Book of one's lineage, in which his ancestry or progeny are enumerated. So, as the wheel of life, the wheel of human origin, such as men are born beginnings to run its course of life. So, Genesis, in the beginnings, in the headings. Oh, that's what is that? It escapes me. It escapes me. Genesis. It escapes me. What is it? Come on. Oh my goodness. These bodies. We need new ones. We need new ones. Let me get it. I get it because it's bugging me now. Genesis 1:1. In the headings. Right, Ashraf. That's it. In the beginning. Rayash Yath. In the headings, in the beginning. H7225. Well, hopefully this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Yakar Abin from Great Millstone, Houston. And before I end, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Raha Kadash. Double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Hopefully this lesson was edifying. Shalom.